Materials handling. A technique which includes the art of lifting, placing, storing, or moving of materials through the use of appropriate handling equipment and men. Alt. National Safety Council, NSC, shows that improper materials handling accounts for 20%-25% of all occupational injuries. Types of material handling accident. Physical strain/overexertion. Falling load. Collision. Hits, cuts, blows. Trap between objects. People falling. Alt. Classification of materials handling operation. Manual handling. Is the lifting, transporting, and packaging of products using own physical strength. Hand-operated handling, transporting, and packaging of products. Manual handling mistakes that cause injuries. Bending back. Twisting with load. Attempting too much weight, load too heavy. Reaching too far. Lifting to one side. Off-balance shifting. Failure to use personal PPE, such as gloves. Precautions in manual handling. Familiarize with the hazard associated with the material or load. Sharp edges. Too heavy. Contains hazardous material. Check MSDS. Examine the surrounding area prior to handling. Get a firm grip of the object. Use necessary personal protective equipment. Lift gradually. Follow proper lifting method. Human body anatomy. Meet your body, your back is weak to protect it, your legs are strong so use their power to lift correctly and safely. Alt. Lifting comparison. Wrong way versus right way. Alt. Manual handling technique. ASCII. Alt. 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 What to avoid when lifting. Looking down when lifting. Lifting beyond your capacity, use a hoist/lift assistant instead. Twisting while lifting. Prolong holding on the load. Jerk motion. Lifting above your shoulder. A two-person lift is appropriate when a lift, hoist, or other mechanical assistance is unavailable and the object is heavier than you are capable of lifting alone. The object is awkward or oversized. Any object that does not have its weight equally distributed within the load. Safe manual handling techniques. Lifting. Lifting containers can strain the lumbar vertebrae when done improperly. Ergonomic lifting techniques involve keeping loads close to the body and near the person's center of gravity, using diagonal foot positions, and moving loads at waist height rather than directly from the floor. Climbing. When climbing with a load, safe material handling includes maintaining contact with the ladder or stairs at 3 points, 2 hands and a foot or both feet and a hand. Bulky loads would require a second person or a mechanical device to assist. Pushing and pulling. Manual material handling may require pushing or pulling. Pushing is generally easier on the back than pulling. It is important to use both the arms and legs to provide the leverage to start the push. Practice proper cart handling. Push instead of pulling. Use both hands when pushing. Stand directly behind the cart when pushing, do not twist your body. Maintain good and limit speed. Ensure cart is not overloaded. Pivoting. When moving containers, handlers are safer when pivoting their shoulders, hips, and feet with the load in front at all times rather than twisting their back. The lower back is not designed to torque or for repetitive twisting. Mechanical handling pertains to more rigid, powered and non-powered mechanics, mainly for handling bulky and heavy items. Non-power driven/manual powered. Wheeler/hand truck. Wheelbarrow. Cart. Drum tilter. Trolley. Hand pallet, pallet jack. Pulley. Power driven. Forklifts. Cranes. Tow trucks. Conveyors. Power driven hoists. Motorized pallet jacks. Elevators and dumbwaiters. Categories of mechanical handling equipment. Lifting equipment, such as hoists and cranes, drum tilter/lifter. hoist, lever, chain, electric, cranes, stationary, tower cranes, overhead traveling cranes, alt, mobile, wheel type, crawler type, gantry cranes, transport equipment, tow trucks, forklifts, conveyors, wheeler/hand truck, pulley, trolley, carts, pallet jacks, motorized or non-motorized, forklift, alt, tractor trailer, dump truck, conveyor, tow trucks, wheeler/hand truck, pulley, trolley, carts, pallet jacks, motorized or non-motorized, alt, mechanical handling safe practices. Mechanical equipment offers more power. However, more power oftentimes means more hazards and more severe injuries. The following precautions should be observed when working with some of these mechanical handling equipment. Conveyors. To prevent the possibility of an injury, an emergency button or pull cord designed to stop the conveyor must be installed at the employee's workstation. Continuously accessible conveyor belts should have an emergency stop cable that extends the entire length of the conveyor belt so that the cable can be accessed from any location along the belt. Cranes. Only thoroughly trained and competent persons are permitted to operate cranes. Operators should know what they are lifting and what it weighs. Slings. When working with slings, employers must ensure that they are visually inspected before use and during operation. Riggers or other knowledgeable employees should conduct or assist in the inspection because they are aware of how the sling is used and what makes a sling unserviceable. A damaged or defective sling must be removed from service. Forklifts. Affected workers should be aware of the safety requirements pertaining to forklift operation. Mechanical handling general requirements. Operators must be authorized. Operators must undergo skills training. Handlers and operators must be trained in safety and health. Equipment must be regularly inspected and maintained. Storage. Alt. Materials storage general requirements. Storage areas should have at least 2 exits. Should be properly illuminated and ventilated. Materials are properly identified and labeled, including hazard labels. Restricted access. Must have a smooth flow of materials, material handling equipment and people. Storage areas must be kept free from accumulated materials that may cause tripping, fires, or explosions, or that may contribute to the harboring of rats and other pests. When stacking and piling materials, it is important to be aware of such factors as the material's height and weight, how accessible the stored materials are to the user, and the condition of the containers where the materials are being stored. Stored materials must not create a hazard. Should have proper danger or warning signs. Materials and material handling equipment should not obstruct emergency equipment such as fire alarm buttons, evacuation map, first aid kits, fire extinguishers, portable or fixed, etc. Sage practices, storage racks. Storage racks should have adequate bracing and support. Storage racks should have markings indicating its capacity. Storage racks should be bolted to the ground. Material handling and storage safety program. An effective material handling and storage program must have the following: inspection, maintenance, and testing of material handling and storage equipment. Authorization of mechanical handling equipment operators. Safety training of personnel. Labeling and compilation of MSDS of chemicals. Compliance to the provisions of OSHS Rule 1150, Materials Handling and Storage. Emergency response and preparedness plans. Summary and conclusion. Handling material is a daily function in the workplace. All too often it is a task taken for granted, with little knowledge of or attention to the consequences if done incorrectly.